Well, maybe tonight's the night. I announced that I'm going to leave Sportswire Radio. I'm going to retire. I'm going to pass the baton off to this young lady. She's going to forget about some of the dealings she's had with Tommy Horror. She's going to forget about the whole situation with Dave Jameson and Timothy Titan. And maybe tonight, Courtney, tonight's show at Sportswire Radio, this is where I'm going to announce that I'm retiring. I'm stepping aside. I'm going to pass the platform over to you. Obviously, young lady, forget about your interview stuff and dealing with all the wrestlers. You can do my job. I'll walk off into the sunset. Most of the wrestlers that are here tuned in, they'll probably be very happy. And congratulations, Courtney. I'm officially here right now on 11:05 p.m. Eastern time. On this date, Wednesday, March the 26th, I'm officially announcing my retirement from all interviewing, all coverage, whether it's rock and metal, whether it's news, whether it's the world of wrestling, all wrestling matters, that I'm officially announcing my retirement, and I'm going to now step aside, and I'm going to let you take over Sports by Radio. Congratulations. Congratulations. What do you think? We should do it. You ready? You want to take over? Will we retire? We'll have a retirement ceremony. We'll not be like the wrestlers. I heard Kiss the other day is coming back. I thought they retired like 3 different times. I mean, Shawn Michaels retired. Yeah, Kiss is coming back. I mean, I thought they were done, but no, apparently not. I mean, maybe this is the moment. So what do you think? You ready to take over? Because I think it's time for me to officially announce my retirement here and just go off into the sunset. Back on blabbermouth.net. I was also featured on Metal Injection's website just the other day. And what else? I can't top all of it. It's time to retire. What do you think? You ready?
I think you're crazy. Why would anybody want to see you leave?
Because you could obviously take over. The wrestlers want to talk to someone like you who's informed, a true journalist, somebody who's out there in the trenches, talks to the wrestlers, gets the inside scoop. Me, I just try to tell funny jokes that aren't funny and, do these long intros that I've seen babies try to imitate. I mean, so maybe this is the day, that I go out on top, right off into the sunset. I mean, Tom Brady, was supposed to have retired, came back, probably should have retired. And Michael Jordan retired a couple times and he kept coming back. And I mean, we can keep going down the list in sports and wrestling. I mean, I think The Undertaker's retired. I mean, and maybe this is the moment that it's time to let you take over, a true journalist, and just you can talk to a lot of the wrestlers are here. That what do you think? Get a chance to know people like Aaron Blaze and Comatose, Remy Roberts. You could be now in the world of promo wrestling and backyard wrestling, underground wrestling, British wrestling, professional wrestling, in addition to legit alternative wrestling and the West Virginia Wrestling Federation. And this is it. I mean, what do you think?
People are going to be so mad that you're leaving.
Nah, they'd be happy. There's backyard wrestling companies that would probably like throw award celebrations, and other people would be like, yeah, it's finally we won. They could wave the white flag. Famously when for whatever reason George Bush waved like the white flag, and during the Iraq War, and there'll be probably people out there and companies out there that would do the same. And congratulations, Courtney. It's time to retire, or what do you think?
I think you're
well, people know I'm crazy. This is the 3rd time I'm here after announcing in the afternoon, yeah, I'm not going to be here today. But no, I decided to forget about it. I slept for like 12 hours because I just went to bed. I just was so tired. My legs were like exhausted for whatever reason. And I figured, we'll pass the baton off to you. Have the Steel Panther photo in the background and, get the people going. I mean, it's time to go. Time to go with a smile.
Yeah, I don't think people want to hear me talk that much.
What do you mean? Daniel Tafua seemed like he was happy speaking to you. And I mean, we know, Tommy Horror, how he feels about you. We know that Timothy Titan is a big fan.
Of you, because he heard that you were trying to talk sense.
Well, I think really what he was trying to say was that he was a fan of what you were saying, to where I was trying to give an objective perspective. Not say I was a fan of either, but I'm just saying this would be a great for this would be great. It'd be great for legit alternative wrestling. Will take over. Legit alternative wrestling will take over the platform, and you'll get all the people here in the chat.
No. But back to that, Tim thinks you agree with him. Tim was like, finally somebody understands where I'm coming from. So thank you for that. You're making it worse.
That's why I'm here to announce. I'm here to officially announce my retirement on Wednesday, March 26th at 11:05 p.m. It's 4 minutes into it, and I'm thinking about time to go. I've had a great run. Featured on blabbermouth.net 2 days ago. Metal Injection last week. Blabbermouth in the month of February. Time to go. I mean, a million readers have seen my face. They've mentioned my name. It's time to go. I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
I think you're crazy.
But this chat knows that. I mean, you should eventually meet some of these people here in the chat. You get a chance to talk with them, and people here say they'll tie me to that mic booth. Famously, there was a really terrible hate crime years ago in the 90s. Somebody, it was Matthew something that had got actually tied to. It was like a really it was such a horrible hate crime that President Clinton said it was like
Matthew Shepard.
That's it. And that's what I think Remy Roberts would like to do with me in the microphone. But let's hope that it doesn't get to that. But I mean,
that was a horrible case.
It was very sad. Actually, when I took law in college, that was my law class. I think one of my professors referenced that case. But I mean, but there are wrestlers here that they, maybe they feel that strongly. I don't know.
Well, we don't want to give in to those types of people, even though it is the right outcome. But wow, Matthew Shepard, I was not expecting that.
I was just, what he mentioned. I'll tie you to the mic booth, and sadly enough, no, we certainly don't want anybody to be tied to anything here. We don't want to do that. I mean, you might be into that in your interest, but we don't do that here. We're a family, we're a family station here, Courtney. Just so you know, we are a family station. We're a family station. And I also famously like to use this. Yeah, we use that. But what you could maybe you could be a co-host once a week. But unless the chat wants me to retire, I mean, it could be time to go. Go with a smile. You can inherit the Sportswire YouTube monetization. You can inherit the Facebook monetization. Make a little money. Everybody needs a dollar. Dollar in a dream.
No, but co-host once a week sounds really cool if you're willing to put up with me.
Well, what is it? All right, so now let's ask the chat. I got a bunch of people here in the chat. We'll talk some different things. I mean, now who wants me to retire? Raise your hand. Anybody here in the chat? If there's anybody here in the chat, you got 2 minutes. Tell me if I should retire, because I think I've been seriously thinking about it. Being off the air yesterday, I thought about it. They don't want the community doesn't want me at large to talk about legit alternative wrestling, the West Virginia Wrestling Federation, Express Wrestling, all the backyard wrestling companies, BTW, BYCW, ROEW, the underground companies, and even the pro wrestlers. I think it's time. So I'm thinking that they would want somebody else. They would want that. They want somebody that's informed, somebody that's a journalist. You're a true journalist. You're a lady. You're presentable. I'm not any of that. I was doing a news show earlier this evening with the gentleman Heshi Tischler, kind of an interesting fellow, and off the air he said, maybe you should get a professional haircut. And then I said, well, maybe it's time to retire. And he said, maybe you should think about retiring. So I mean, I'm not getting a professional haircut. Thankfully, my bank account doesn't, I don't have to get a haircut. But, he was suggesting that maybe it's time to retire. Maybe it's time to go with a bang.
How do you go from haircut to retirement? Like, how do you make that leap?
I don't know. I mean, you know what? It's just maybe that people want change. People want a new person, a new vision. You could be that new vision. You could be the person. I mean, I see how you handle Daniel Tafua. I see how you handle everybody in legit alternative wrestling, Pepper Pride. I see how you handle Dave Jamieson, the personal feelings you have with him. I mean, I see how you handle the wrestlers. Pav Novak, let's not even go there. I mean, La El Shaddai. I mean, I see how you handle them, and it's time to groom somebody else. And maybe, you get a chance to talk to Randy Jackson of Zebra. Maybe you could talk to Vinny Appice of Black Sabbath. Maybe you could get Steel Panther to come on here. Maybe you could, get them on here and talk to them. I mean, I think that maybe that's where you might get more exposure. Who knows? I don't know.
I would cry if I ever had the opportunity to talk to Steel Panther.
No, you wouldn't. You do. You're a professional journalist. I mean, you're a professional journalist. You would do a great job.
Even though he's not in the band anymore, but if I was face to face with that face, like, there's
Yeah.
no way I could form a coherent sentence.
Well, I think
Not
you could do
possible.
it because we could probably get them on here. I actually, I would be a betting man to say that if I do retire, whether I do or don't retire, I could get Steel Panther. I've already had King's X and Zebra. I mean, I speak to Vinny Appice. I've spoke to David Ellefson of Megadeth. I mean, so
That's really cool.
yeah, I spoke to Mr. Ellefson. Yeah, he's
That's really cool.
he's an interesting fellow. Let's just say he's interesting. Interesting guy.
See, how can you talk about retirement when you're going to start this whole heavy metal branch?
Because it's time. You want to go out. You want to go out on top. You want to go out on top.
No. So you're not going to retire. You're going to double your workload and do the heavy metal stuff. That's what the people
time to
want.
go. Time to go with a smile. But yeah, Omen Black and Remy Roberts are having a conversation. You maybe want to meet some of these wrestlers later. They'll introduce themselves to me. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We'll have a few more minutes to ponder if this should be the final episode. If this should be my retirement ceremony. Go out on top. I mean, maybe it's time to go. Time to go with a smile. It's a lot to keep. It's a lot. Maybe people they want change. They want a new vision. They want you to do it. I mean, you probably didn't expect it, but I figure tonight you'll have some you have a good time. You got a lot of people here tuned into you. They're seeing you for the first time, and her name is Courtney Wood. She works for Legit Alternative Wrestling. She's too legit. She's too legit for wanting to come on here tonight. And if you want to be too legit like her, don't quit and go follow Facebook, Legit Alternative Wrestling, and check West Virginia's Wrestling Federation. They've got shows next week. And if you want to stay too legit tuning into Sportswire Radio, definitely don't quit. Hit the sub button. But Courtney's on Facebook, and definitely make sure you check out Courtney's pages. And yeah, some of the people seem like they're pretty receptive. You want me to read some of the comments? Do you want to talk to Courtney? Do you want to ask her a question about her favorite wrestlers or her favorite things about being a journalist and what she's going to do to prepare for the job here on Sportswire? I mean, you would fit in at home with some of these backyard and underground wrestlers. Justin Parsley, Comatose, Omen Black. I mean, maybe you would see it refreshing to talk with them rather than El Shaddai, Tommy Hora, Timothy Titan, Soul Taker. Maybe that'd be refreshing for you to talking and dealing with them than what you're dealing with in law. Godric Sandwell, you won't have to need the dictionary vocabulary book for that. You just talk to some of them and they'll give you a straight answer. You have a Cajun Cruiser here. You have the GOAT of BYW. You have the Boogeyman, the Bimus. You have Darkron, the Darkron Chronicles. You've got Aaron Blaze, the headline. You got Zilla. I mean, maybe you might have more fun talking with them. You might have to, you won't have to worry about your life in jeopardy. I don't know.
See, you were building a pretty strong case with El Shaddai and Tommy and Tim, and I was like, why is he making sense? And then you talk about not being able to talk to Godric, and that just kills it.
Well, Godric, I brought up Godric because he's got certainly a unique and eclectic vocabulary. Maybe you find it refreshing. You could talk to Justin Parsley. He's the hall monitor of Sportswire Radio. He's in the Hall of Fame like 80 times. I mean, you've got a lot of different people that you might find it more refreshing to speak with them and just talk with them. And, you might find the backyard and the underground wrestling world more refreshing and maybe more safe for you. I don't know.
Well, considering I was just taking notes and got hit with a kendo stick, it might be.
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe, that's why you might want to just do it and be here, and just, I can give you I can give you this. You go like this from time to time, I can give you, I have another device I could give you that we have now. It's like a large alarm, it'd be great,
Yeah, but that's me. I'm going to have to do that to myself.
Nah, you're the host. The host doesn't do that. Well, I don't really curse. I know you have certainly, interesting, different mouth, and maybe that might be refreshing for some of the wrestlers. I'm more of a PG family Disney like as a host. We don't really my side of the coin doesn't really use profanity. I'm more of a straight laced type. You're more of in your face rah rah rah. That might work for some of the people.
Yeah, I have a foul mouth. I should
No,
work on that.
no, you'll fit right at home here. Fit right at home with some of the people. You might fit. Maybe you want to meet them today. I don't know.
Well, they've always been very nice.
Yeah, the people here, they're just they would love to see somebody different here. They might want that. I mean, people might seem to say that here. I mean, some of these people here really seem like they want change. I mean, uh, some people don't they just have their opinions, but why are there so many Anthony Steele memorabilia down in this wing? Yeah, well, this guy Anthony Steele, yeah, you're not ready to meet him. You're not ready to meet him. He's a very interesting figure, yeah, interesting figure, but we'll see if some people come on here. We want to what we'll see if it's time to retire. We'll see here if it's time to call it a day. I mean, what do you think? We got to think about it for a few more minutes. Want to think about it?
I think some people are gonna hate me that you're even joking about it.
Well, I mean, there's a famous line in the original Batman movie. Think about the future. Maybe it's time to think about the future and pass the baton off to somebody that's a legitimate journalist, a legitimate person in the wrestling world, somebody who knows things like Kings and Queens magazine, the whole new energy drink that Law has a sponsor with, things like that.
Yeah, that's a really cool deal. It's just so amazing to see us making so many connections and just building and building.
And now, have you had this energy drink yet?
No, I don't drink energy drinks.
Oh, you don't? Why not? Why not? Why
I
not?
don't know. I just don't. I just prefer either water or cherry coke.
Oh well, cherry coke's a good one. You'll fit right in, and technically that's right up in Doobie. Doobie's the energy drink, which I think our friends at Wrestling Zero have the same energy drink there. What a small world, Wrestling Zero and legit alternative wrestling there. But yeah, some people seem like they want to say that there's work to be done, job's not finished. Well, we'll see. Maybe the job is finished. Oh,
See.
I think the job is finished, but we'll see. Courtney, what are you going to physically do to Tom if he does this? Nah, you're not going to do anything. I mean, time to go. You're going to take over the platform. You're ready to go. You ready? We're ready to pass it around. The first real comment, get it? Because he's the part of the tag team champions in the IMF, the real monsters. REEL, like BINGO. Bingo was his name-o. Mr. Darkron, host of the Dark Chronicles. You would be great on his show. He could talk about your career as a true journalist and the new future host of Sportzwire and owner of Sportswire Radio. You're not ready for it? What's the matter? You're not ready for it?
No,
Why not?
not at all.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll pondering the retirement decision. He meant to say evening. We'll give him a pass. Aaron Blaze, who's here. Yep, he's the headline. He's trailblazed a big trail in underground wrestling. Mr. Badman. Yep, he's a bad man. Reminds me of you remember the Rikishi song "I'm a Bad Man"?
Yeah, when he
That's
did it for The Rock.
yeah. He should come out. This guy should come out to that song. What do you think?
Makes sense. Did you see the thing online where they're trying to get John Cena to change his theme song to his other rap song, Bad Man?
Yeah. What do you
Yeah,
think about
they
that?
did
What do
the
you?
video of like the A Team. They're like, that should be his heel theme.
Well, that was he made an album with that. It actually
Yeah.
it made it was if I recall correctly when that album came out. It actually was in the top 20 of the Billboard charts. It debuted at like number 16 or 17. It actually sold like 40,000 records the first week, if I recall correctly.
I had it. It was pretty good.
You did? So you were headbanging to it, or you were just, trying to maybe like come up with a beat or two? I didn't know you were the rap type. Maybe you were coming up with some verses, some drop a bar or two. You drop some bars?
I listen to anything but country, and no, I cannot drop bars.
Oh. Yeah, something tells me you wouldn't have been dropping bars, but maybe he'll come out to that, unless it's a copyright issue. Zilla wants me to retire. He wants gold on the pod to get his one-on-one. Stay tuned. Some people they're just having fun. But you seem like you're not ready to do it, right? You're not ready to take over? No?
Not at all.
No? No? So what do you think? So we think maybe it's time to stay? Time to unannounce my retirement?
And then talk about your new career, talking about all the heavy metal stuff.
Well, we mix it in here. It's not a new career. I mean, I've actually done music in the past. I did rap actually about like 4 years ago during COVID. I did. I'm friends with a guy who you want to laugh. The chat wants to laugh. I'm friends with a guy who's a limo driver, Dennis Saunders. His name is Roots, and his girlfriend was a backup dancer for MC Hammer. Believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
That's
I
cool.
gotta ask if he lives near you. He's from Pennsylvania. He comes in here. He works here, in New York City. He has a couple of jobs here and there, and yeah, I gotta ask him. Where are you in Pennsylvania again? So I gotta remind myself.
Pittsburgh.
You're in Pittsburgh. Okay, Pittsburgh, the Steel City. Yeah, okay. I'll ask him if he's near there. Well, I mean, I guess I was, and then I guess I unannounced my retirement. Stay there. I don't want you to leave. No crime necessary. Um,
See,
well, I guess I'm unannounced my retirement. Now be a man of your word. He's talking about Remy. He didn't. I think he did want me to retire, but who is Tommy Har? Tommy Har is definitely somebody that you need to be checking out legit alternative wrestling for, and especially next Wednesday. You're definitely not going to be here in this chair next Wednesday because you're going to be getting ready for a show called Guilty by Association. Guilty Association. You're going to be definitely having a long ride there. It'll be a long ride. We'll leave that at that. Who else we got here? Tearing down the one wing of the Hall of Fame we never should have built anyway. Talking about this guy Anthony Steele. Hello to Yoshimatsu Matsuda. We'll see who comes on. Let me talk with Courtney first. Yep, good stuff. Who else we got here in the chat? Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, yeah, we'll see. Well, let's see first. I want to talk with Courtney first, and I'm going to decide on that. But so obviously, so would you want to be a co-host? Would you like? Can you handle that, or you think it's not big enough for you, or maybe I'm not quite enough of a good co-host with you? What do you think on that?
I think that sounds like a lot of fun. I don't think you'll be able to put up with me.
Well,
You're gonna get
how do you know? Have you watched some of these shows and who comes on?
Yeah, I've watched the ones with Godric and people that I knew.
Okay, and we seemed like we had a good time.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
he's
fun.
enjoyed it. Actually, my phone's been going off all day with people that watched it, said how much they enjoyed it.
Yeah,
They
and
appreciated how much you knew and how much you
that was
cared.
nice.
And
That was
yeah,
nice. Man. Probably like just to check in the mail. I must have sent him a check, right? Maybe I sent him a
did
check.
you get one?
You did. Well, I'm gonna give you the platform. That's worth a lot more than a check, I would think.
Okay.
Ah, that's good, right? That was a clever touche. Listen, like I said, I've tried out for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I mean, I was there. I mean, I got my pencil and my you know, mouse pad off, whatever it was. I got it. I got it. It was a great experience. But yeah, I mean, we've had some fun shows, but maybe we'll have some more fun. But yeah, maybe you can handle two people. I don't know, put two people on here and talking.
Yeah, whatever. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, it'll be great. I mean, maybe we'll let a few people talk here for a few minutes, and but obviously you're excited about what's to come, and that long. You thinking about that long travel, real quick?
No, I hate it. It's 3.5 hours each way. The only high spot is when we stop at the Sheets at Cabela Drive.
Now, what is the Sheets at Cabela Drive? What is that?
That's where we get food.
Oh, okay. So what do they serve there?
It's the halfway point, and that's where we can stop, stretch out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys? So what do you eat there?
Anything. You can get anything like made to order, and then like it's a big gas station. I
Oh,
typically
okay.
chicken strips and
Oh,
curly
okay.
fries.
Chicken strips. That's fun. I don't really eat chicken
It's
strips. Maybe
easy
I
to
go
eat.
to this place.
It's easy to eat in the car.
Oh, you guys eat in the car? So you don't go sit and stand at a rest stop and eat? Why not?
No,
Why not?
because we have to get to the show.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. I would just think of sit there and have a good old time and just sit around and eat and enjoy.
I wish, but usually, everybody has real lives, and we have to go around picking everybody up. Carpool and everything.
That's fun.
We have to get there as soon as we can.
Who has control of the music in the car?
Whoever's driving.
And
Always
what are we
bad.
playing in the car?
Well, if I have control of it, you're getting Steel Panther. That
Okay.
and then my other favorite band, I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're Tragedy, a tribute to the Bee Gees and beyond. Like
Oh wow.
all heavy metal tribute to the Bee Gees and beyond.
Now
They
I actually have to bring up I have a Bee Gees story.
okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
You heard of the movie Saturday Night Fever?
Mhm.
That was shot blocks away from where I grew up.
Really?
Yep, Saturday Night Fever. The hardware store scene. That hardware store was there for decades, way past the movie. 86th Street. That's all. I mean, I spent that's where I've grown up my entire life. Saturday Night Fever. That was the whole thing. John Travolta. They used to say when my hair was like more slicked back without the mutton chops, they would say it looked like John Travolta in the neighborhood there in Bay
I
Ridge
could
and
see
Bedford.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the movie was shot. Everybody talked about that movie growing up. Not so much now because a lot of the people, the neighborhood's not what it was. But, when I grew up, that was my Bee Gees story. Staying alive, trying to stay alive here in the platform.
The only thing that I have to compare to that is in Pittsburgh, we have the filming location of, oh my gosh, Night of the
Didn't they
Living
shoot a,
Dead. Night
didn't
of
they
the
shoot
Living Dead 2.
didn't they shoot a Steven Seagal movie there on Deadly Ground?
I believe it was Bruce Willis.
Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah. But no, what I was talking about is the Monroeville Mall where they shot Night of the Living Dead 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we
That's
can go there.
That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. It's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
everybody up here knows at least somebody that was in that movie.
Wow.
Oh, my
Maybe.
uncle was like the third zombie on the left. Like, it's so cool to hear people talk about it.
Wow. Well, that's interesting. That's exciting. That's exciting. I mean, that's fun. And so, if you're not in the car playing Steel Panther, what are the other wrestlers playing?
McMoney plays a lot of rap.
He does.
Or, yeah, it's either rap or he forces us to listen to Jim Cornette's podcast.
Now, who here in the chat watches Jim Cornette's podcast? Because I think Jim Cornette's podcast is like the Energizer Bunny. It just keeps going and going and going. Although one of the wrestlers that comes on here, I won't say names, is a big Jim Cornette fan. You'll have to see when he comes back onto Sportswire. Clue is Aaron Blaze, if he's here still, wrestled in a company alongside him. But yeah, the Jim Cornette podcast, I could listen to that for a week and still have more to listen to.
That's what it feels like when you're in the car with him.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
It's either that or the Eric Bischoff podcast with Dr. Tom.
All right. Well, I would say this. Can I break the fourth wall? How come nobody suggested music from a certain Day Jameson? That was funny. It was clever. It was clever. Bet you didn't think I had that in my arsenal.
I didn't know if Dave wanted to talk about his music career.
No, well, when he was in Express Wrestling, he really didn't want to talk about it. But you want to meet somebody here from the chat? They want to come in and say hello. Want to meet somebody? Want to meet some of the? Yeah. Let's meet the first person here. Maybe as we're passing the baton potentially to Courtney of Legit Alternative Wrestling. We'll be too legit and say hello to the one and only. So Remy, you ready for the retirement ceremony tonight? What do you think here? You're going to say some words about me? What do you want to say?
Tom, I am not letting you retire.
Why not? What do you think?
I am not letting you retire.
Okay. So tell me why.
To put it simply, man, there's a promise I have to keep. I'm bringing gold back to this platform.
Well, you're going to talk to Courtney because she's going to be we're giving
Courtney
her
can wait.
We're giving her the apprenticeship. Courtney, I told you that this is why you're ready to take over.
No offense, Courtney. I think you're lovely. But Tom, I'm bringing that gold back to this company, and we're having a celebration, and you are hosting it.
Well, we're gonna certainly find out. But what do you think about Courtney, though? Maybe being a co-host at least. What do you think about that?
So far, very knowledgeable. I enjoy what she's talking about. I enjoy the way that she speaks, and she's definitely got the it factor, but not quite the it factor that you have.
Well, what's on your mind? You're here for what reason? What reason are you here? Tell me why.
I'm here to speak on Probably the biggest match of my life. Scratch that. The biggest match of my life.
Okay. United States.
Draquan
Yep.
is giving me a challenge like none other. Draquan is just one of those guys. Just everything that they say about him is true. He is probably the most talented guy in our company, and having to be the one to knock him down and take that title from him is a tall burden. It is a tall task to do. But I'm here to say that at the end of this week, you will be seeing a new champion. You will
And
be
what's that going to
seeing
mean to you, Rem? What's that going to mean?
everything. Everything.
Tell me. Tell me.
Growing up, I was in foster care for 11 straight years. From the day before I turned 7 to the day before I turned 18. I was told I was not good enough. I was told that I was too small, too short, not big enough, not tall enough, not fast enough, not strong enough. That I was treated as though I was unworthy of love. And now is my chance to finally prove everyone who has actually stood on my side and said, "Hey, Remy, I got you." Finally, I get to prove them right. Finally, I get to bring something back to these guys who have put their faith in me, who have put their time and their effort into me. Finally, I get to show them that that time was worthy. That time was worth it. Finally, I get to prove that I actually am worthy. And there's so much more to me than what people want to look past. There's so much more to me than what people see when they first see me. It is
What do you
time
think
for
they
me to be
see
a
of you, though?
champion.
What do you think? That's some strong
Well,
things to say.
I'll speak on someone who likes to hang around the chat. The first thing that he sees in me is my lisp, my speech impediment. He uh he likes to pick fun at that. The
Well,
first thing that Draquan saw in me is a kid that's way out of his head, that's way out of his league, out of his mind, biting off more than he can chew. And maybe he's right. Maybe I am biting off way more than I can chew. But at the end of the day, I don't care.
you don't. Well, it's a great King's X song, by the way. But
I'm
we
taking
hope
that
that you
title
come
from
put the camera back on. Remy, I want to see you. I
Oh,
actually do want to see you. I
my
think
bad.
Courtney does too. Courtney's learning about you
Could
for the
anyone
first
hear
time.
me? Could everyone hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. So
Wonderful.
let's go. We got it.
Wonderful. Sorry, I had a call coming through. My sister was calling me.
Well, because you're on
And that's one of
Sportswire
the
with
people that I
Courtney,
do it for.
with the new host of Sportswire, the new soon-to-be
And that's
owner
one of
of
the people I do it
Sportswire.
for. I do it for my sisters. I do it for the people that have actually took the time to look up to me. I raised my sister practically. And when everyone else shut their backs on us, when everyone else turned their backs to us, shut the door on us, I stood by her and she stood by me. And that's one of the people that, at the end of the day, I don't want to win this title. I need to win this title. This is beyond anything that I've ever done in my career. This is beyond anything that I've ever faced in my career. Every challenge that I've ever had has led up to me finally proving that I'm worthy. Me finally proving that I'm not who they say I am, who the haters say I am. But I am exactly who everyone who has ever supported me says I am.
What'd you think, Courtney? What did you think about what Remy had to say just now? What did you think?
That was a hell of a promo.
Thank you.
Well done.
Anything you think he should be
Incredible.
doing or not doing? What do you think? You're the interviewer. You're the journalist. What do you think from a wrestling standpoint? Give me your wrestling instincts.
Well, from a technical standpoint, it did what a promo should do. You didn't just come out here and like talk shit on your opponent. You told your story, and now I care. Like now, I want to see you win.
And you will.
Well, I tell you what, Remy, you're gonna definitely go in places, and he's on Instagram, and Remy's definitely got gold in his sights, and Texas Promo Wrestling has got a lot of stuff going on here, and Remy's become a favorite, and who knows? Maybe Remy, I will retire and pass it over to you with Courtney. Maybe you'll be the new host together, and it'll be fun. It'll be great.
There is
But
still work to do, Tom. I am not letting you retire until you have the biggest names on this podcast. And
we've had them.
I
Remy,
know
we've
I'm
had
not
them.
quite the biggest name.
Remy,
Maybe you see me as the biggest name, but let's be honest, man. You can get way bigger guys on here.
Remy,
Job's not finished, and I'm gonna make sure you finish those.
Remy, we've actually had them. We've had Rhino. We've had Savio Vega. We've had the big names, the WWE ones.
Absolutely, you have.
Yeah,
Absolutely, you have. And there's more coming on the way.
Yes, we know that.
On the way.
There are more.
I will not let you retire until you have finished your story.
My story's finished, but it's about your story. And anything else you want to say before I, let some other people say hello, and maybe Courtney will give her. She's kind of like the female Dave Meltzer, by the way, the female Wade Keller. It's what she does. She's got that certainly instinct that we don't have the professionalism here on Sportswire. Anything else on your mind, Rem?
I'm tired of catering to what everyone wants to see out of Remy. I'm tired of catering to being fake and trying to keep it PG, keep it family friendly. Nah.
No.
You're gonna have to bleep me on this. Fuck all that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But it's time for me to crash out. It's time for me to prove why I'm not just a Cajun Cruiser. No, I'm the Cajun Crash Out. I'm taking that title, and I don't care if I have to knock his head off his shoulders and take the title off his shoulders along with it.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to be talking about it. James Taylor's back, who's going to be another TPW match who shocked the wrestling world.
James?
Yes. James will be back on Saturday. He's going to talk about his shocking return, where he's now going to be facing Dalton Skull, it looks like, in BYCW. So big stuff there with James Taylor, the legendary James Taylor. But Remy Roberts, you're working the way up the ladder. And anything else you want to say?
Power rankings.
I tell you what, those rankings they're going up, and you're going to be going up, 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 and up. And Courtney will probably interview you one of these days.
I would love a one-on-one. I would love a one-on-one. And Courtney, big ups to you if you're the guy. If you're the guy,
gal. Make sure you say gal. Make sure you say gal, because
if you're the one that's getting this baton passed to you, big ups to you. But as of right now, I'm not letting you retire yet, Tom.
Well, we'll see. Stay tuned. But thank you, Remy.
All right, guys. Peace out. Love you guys. God bless.
That was Remy Roberts, the Cajun Cruiser, and what'd you think? What'd you think? You like to talking to the the wrestlers? What'd you think about that?
I really liked his promo. Admittedly, it was very confusing for me because, like, my phone, he's like that big. And from that size, it reminded me a lot of Michael. Like, he visually looked like Michael McMoney, but he spoke like Wyatt Black. So that was like
giving you nightmares.
It was so odd. Yeah, I was not expecting that, but no, his promo was very good.
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why he comes on. We're going to get some people on to say hello. We're going to give everybody a chance. We're going to give many people a chance here. Courtney's on Facebook. She's not on Instagram and YouTube because she's important in the world and she doesn't need all the social media platforms out there. So we want to make sure that we give her, if you're on Facebook, you want to give her a friend request, you can certainly do that. If you'd like to, she's on Facebook at Courtney Wood, and just say you were sent here by this platform. She also works for Legit Alternative Wrestling and the West Virginia Wrestling Federation. To say that again, the West Virginia Wrestling Federation. So if you'd like to check out those companies that you'll see some more coverage with. Michael McMoney is here Monday night, Tuesday night, Godric Sandwell, and maybe we'll do this again next Wednesday. Maybe actually, no, you can't. You're going to be in West Virginia. So we'll maybe do a different night, but maybe Thursday night if you're not in bed. Maybe next Thursday night.
I would love to talk about whatever happens.
We could do that.
Talk about the new LAW Tag Team Champions.
Talk about that. Could talk about Dave Jamieson being #1 in Kings and Queens magazine, probably for another week.
How cool is that?
He's making waves. I mean, maybe he's got to write a song or two about that, and maybe burst out a bar. But we don't.
I wasn't aware that he was talking about his music career.
Well, he didn't talk about it. Just they don't listen to this episode. We were just actually talking about it off air once, and I was like, "Hey, why don't you bring that up in Express Wrestling?" And he was like, "Well, they don't really." Well, I'm like, "All right, well, the next question, next move on here. But you want to meet somebody else? Would you want to meet somebody else who could be a boogeyman or a hardcore god? I mean, potentially, you want to meet. I mean, not El Shaddai, but could be close.
I hope it's not.
No, he's not coming.
It's Tommy Horror, isn't it?
No, I got nobody from Law. But I announced the Law guest Monday, Tuesday. Godric probably in the car, probably doing the interview in the car before he drives. It could be, who knows? And Mr. McMoney. So we got them Monday, Tuesday. We'll have more Law names. Maybe.
Yeah, McMoney is really looking forward. He has a lot to say about a lot of different things.
Oh, I know you're going to be taking notes, right? You're taking notes to that interview?
We have to. We have to listen to what he says.
And I hope that everybody else listens and joins the conversation and tell us what they think. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be a great show. I'm looking forward to it. Legit alternative wrestling, and we're saying hello to Yoshi Matsuda. We're gonna maybe bring somebody else on before that. But if you're here, Courtney works for Legit Alternative Wrestling. Let me plug their Instagram page, although somebody needs to work on it. Let me put their Instagram page up, and Courtney is definitely feeling her way around. I mean, do you like a show like this so far? Like, what do you think about it? What do you think? Do you think we should do more of these, or nah?
It's fun.
Yeah, I try to, I try to let the people talk, let the fans talk, let the wrestlers talk. We'll see if somebody else is going to drop in shortly. If not, we'll let somebody else pop in a minute. But that's the Legit Alternative Wrestling page. And they're in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Beautiful Parkersburg, West Virginia. And they have a show coming up here, which is Wednesday, Guilty by Association here. Guilty by Association. It's not for everybody. The law, it's not for everybody. It's a clever tagline. That's why I, didn't use them for my notes in law class in college, but that's okay. That's why I didn't become a lawyer. In case you didn't know, I didn't go that route. Wasn't, But I hear you teach history.
I am. I'm a high school history teacher.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. You're up late then for class. I mean, wow, it's pretty interesting to be a high school history teacher. So that's cool. Maybe do you teach them about the wrestling, like the 70s and the 80s and 90s? Any chance you sneak in some wrestling references or sneak in a law reference?
I try to, but then they make fun of me for trying too hard to be cool.
You tell them that the Reverend Tom Bryce. You just give him my info, and I'll tell him. I'll give him a piece of my mind. I'll give him or as Janis Joplin saying, a piece of my heart. I'll give him that.
I love Janis.
Yes, Janis, who died at 27. They all die in 27. Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, Jim Morrison. They all died. What's who?
Amy Winehouse.
Good, another one. Yeah, that was another one. Yeah, she needed rehab, but I think it was past that point. But they all died in 27. They all 27. Just what an age. But they went. Yeah, they had a great run. But our friend Athena's here. Everybody's had a run, and we're waiting. We'll give it 2 more minutes, then we'll sneak into a next guest. But interesting stuff. And yes, you teach high school history, and definitely pass the class by joining Courtney's class. Can you join the class? But I actually do have a guest. He does want to say something to you. He's a world champion, very impressive. Maybe you can scout some talent for law. And that is the boogeyman of the Midwest, the IMF wrestling champion, Omen Black. It is his show technically, so maybe he's scouting you to see if you should take over Sportswire. Champion, it's good to see you, and or good to hear from you because I can't see you. But
yeah, my camera's off tonight. But,
that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Good to meet you, Courtney.
Hi.
I haven't heard of LEW, but hey, I'm always down to watch anything nowadays.
I'll put the YouTube link up in a few minutes, but I figured letting Courtney feel the reins about taking over, time to retire, letting Courtney, maybe you and Courtney, you might have more success with Courtney on Sportswire. You don't have to deal with Justin Parsley anymore and Soldier GP. Courtney will just talk.
You're gonna make me throw up, Tom.
That's why I was thinking that maybe you and Courtney would have more chemistry than you and I after over 2 years. Maybe you just feel that you need want Courtney here. You want to give her the ring endorsement of taking over, and you won't have to deal with real monsters. You won't have to deal with Samoan dragons, and that's it. It'll be over.
Tom, I could do that stuff now, but you just allow them to keep coming on the show. Like
they asked for the link. They asked for the link.
Well, tell them Omen says no. That's all you got to do.
That's why you need Courtney, because Courtney's the type. She said, "I've got a foul mouth."
You may be right. So here's a test, Courtney. If I say I'm your boss on Sportswire, if I tell you, hey, do not bring Justin Parsley or Soldier GP on, what are you gonna do?
Bring them on because it's funny.
No,
You're fired.
Courtney, I thought it was grooming you to take over for me and pass the baton to you. I thought you.
Not a lie.
You're fired.
Courtney, you're a tough. I thought you were a tough woman who's got profanity laced things. I thought that's where you were gonna go, and I thought you would have just. That's why I was trying to groom you here. And, Justin Parsley's here. He's here. And they're all here. But
he better not be here.
Well, no, he's not here yet in the video. I mean, he hasn't asked Mr. Parsley because he does trivia. He's doing trivia for Kendall's. He's doing Jeopardy trivia. But I won't drop a bar or two on you. But Mr. Black,
how ironic having a dumbass dude Jeopardy.
Well, Mr. Black, congratulations on the win. Obviously very sorry on behalf of your House of Wolves about the Midwest Express. I guess congratulations on Anthony Steele sort of winning by disqualification.
Tom, I can talk about it right now. See,
let's talk about it.
Midwest Express losing their tag titles. That's the plan.
Wait, whoa.
That's the plan, Tom. See, my plan's going perfect.
But they lost.
I don't want to expose the plan. But I'm just telling you, Justin Parsley and Soldier GP, they're following the plan step by step.
No, I'm lost on this one here. The plan. They won the title.
All will be revealed down the road.
Well, I mean, I'm speechless. You say this was the plan all along.
Tom. If anyone knows the foundation, it's me.
You do. There's nobody that knows them better than you. I know that Mr. Parsley and Mr. GP are going to be.
If anyone knows that coward Justin Parsley, it's me. And if anyone knows that piece of shit dreadhead dumbass who lives in Iowa, like Soldier GP, it's me.
Dreadhead. That's a new one there. He's a dreadhead? I didn't know he was a dreadhead. I mean, I thought, it's obviously working for him, but I mean, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I don't have any inclinations that they want to link those two individuals. I know that they're going to be back here in 2 weeks, guaranteed, because you guys have SiberSlam coming up, but.
Yeah, don't remind me. I gotta face a incompetent fool from Wisconsin.
Courtney, do you want to ask Mr. Black anything? Do you want to talk to him? I mean, do you have anything you want to say to this man? He's a very impressive figure, a very towering individual. I mean, he's just, I'm going to put his YouTube link up, and maybe do you want to ask him as a credible journalist that you are, a true journalist?
No, he fired me.
No, he was kidding.
Rightfully so.
April Fool's Day is a week early. He was testing you. No, he didn't fire you. It's April Fool's Day is a week early. He was just saying that you're doing a great job in that.
Courtney, he's lying to you. I did fire you.
Nah, Courtney, I'm telling you. Courtney, he's definitely not firing you. He's just testing you because he wants to give you.
I have to make it.
He wants to give you salvation, and he wants you. To just be more like him. And that's his YouTube channel. You can watch Mr. Black and watch some of the things here. Don't watch the real monsters, but you know what?
See, why are you bringing him up, Tom?
Well,
I don't want to hear the name.
I didn't technically say those two men's name. I technically didn't, but I
brought up their stupid tag team name. Like how the real wrestler Justin Parsley, the popular monster Soldier GP. Wow, let's put the names together.
Right, and I put Mr.
How
Black
original
for you. Courtney, I figured here I put Mr. Black's match in action. And speaking of big supporters of yours, Omen Black that is here, Zilla is here, the resident chatter, and obviously
right. See,
big fan of
I'm unofficial. Proud of her.
Boy, this is turning into an interesting show here. I mean, Zilla, You're back for what reason? Are you here to congratulate Omen Black or congratulate Courtney for taking over Sportswire here, or what? What brings you here, Zilla, tonight?
Is my mic working better or no?
You sound Zilla. This is the first time I've ever heard you in like 4 months on Sportswire. You sound like a real person. No, she comes on here and has like legit like audio issues. So like when you
because I think I wear headphones. That's what it was.
yeah, when you and Courtney's impressed with the match, by the way. Courtney is watching and very impressed. Courtney, what do you think so far about the match so far?
Shit.
Courtney, you're at home. You should take over. I don't even say things like that. And Felix thought he won the match, but well, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, he missile drop kicked him through a table.
It's gotta hurt. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they have insurance in the House of Wolves. Maybe not.
We
I
do.
suppose. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good.
We're not.
Oof.
We're not
they got
broke.
insurance.
We're not broke with the foundation.
They are broke, literally. But hey, what do I know? Zilla, what do you want to say to the people here? You know you aren't here much recently, Zilla. What do you want to say?
I was just gonna say congratulations to Omen Black
That's very kind.
retaining his title.
See, finally, someone congratulates me. Thank you, Zilla. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, I even think Zilla, you and Courtney could be the all-female show together hosting. That'd be a fun episode one day. Well, maybe we'll have you and Courtney host together on Sportswire. That'd be great. Courtney, you ready for it?
That would be awesome.
So there you go. See, she's ready. It's time to go. And Felix Jones is definitely trying to go. He's trying to go and win the IMF World Championship. But spoiler alert, I don't think he did. But he's definitely trying. Where is Justin Parsons?
Tom, he didn't. He didn't.
I know, but there are some fans out there that maybe don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're in the cloud. Their heads are in the clouds.
If they don't know by now, then they're idiots. Like,
are you and Anthony still okay these days? By the way, because I saw the opening segment.
Did you see that? Did you see that, Tom?
I did.
I had to address the elephant in the room. You know, he came on Sportswire many times saying there's not a leader of the House of Wolves, and I'm here to tell you, Tom, there is.
Woo. Woo. And when I thought Anthony Steele says I do what I do, but Omen Black does what he does, and he gets right back up, and Felix Jones keeping up with Justin Parsley's haircut last year probably didn't work for him. Yeah, those punches hurt. And Courtney, can you imagine being hit in the head with a ladder?
No, not at all.
Well,
it sucks.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I just write about it.
That's because you were the very best in the business. You were the female Dave Meltzer, the female Wade Keller, and you are ready to take over, and I'll pass that baton to you. But Omen Black is not passing that IMF World Championship baton to anybody. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, he's walking out of the IMF as of December 31st as the IMF World Heavyweight Champion and leaving the company. He's leaving. That's it. He's done. He's got eight, almost 9 months left, and it's time for him to go.
Do what CM Punk couldn't do back in the early 2010s. He wanted to leave WWE as WWE champion, and he couldn't do it.
Technically,
Bret Hart that very thing.
And Bret Hart technically was the world champion and thought he should get a match where he doesn't have to drop the championship by pinfall or submission. But let's not go there, right? Let's not go there.
I dare someone to try to give me a Montreal Screwjob and Halo. I dare that fan to come back to the show.
There's a fan here right now from Ohio that says you killed it, and he wants your championship. That's a fan from Ohio. You got a lot of fans, though.
Get the comment out of here.
He's a big fan of yours. He's a big fan of yours. Big fan.
Yeah, he's a big fan. He'd be congratulating me, but
that's nice. What a gentleman. What a gentleman and a Rhodes Scholar. Courtney literally is a Rhodes Scholar. Right? You're a Rhodes Scholar, right? To be a high school teacher, right? You have like a master's degree, so you're a Rhodes Scholar, right, Courtney?
No, I just have masters.
You'd be the most intelligent person to ever host on Sportswire. So, I mean, obviously, there you go. That's why you're ready to go. You're ready to take over. We'll actually have finally somebody intelligent. I mean, I just pretend to be intelligent. But, Felix is definitely kicking that really hurt.
Oh.
How painful that is. You think maybe you should give El Shaddai some of these ideas? You want to talk to him about this match and maybe bring in some of the guys in the IMF?
First off, what the heck is James Taylor doing? Yawning at this masterpiece of a match? I'm a Taylor guy. And you're gonna give me that disrespect.
You think that James Taylor should come in and say hello to you, and you think that he should wanna, you wanna like ask him why, and you think so? I mean, because I know Justin. I know that guy Justin. You don't want me to do it. You don't want Justin Parsley. I know you definitely don't want to see him because you have a lot of bad feelings about him going back to Indiana, a place that I'm going to leave no comment with and such. I know that you don't want that man here. I definitely don't. I know you don't want that man here. But
I don't want Justin Parsley here at all. But you know what? The one thing I'll say about Justin Parsley is,
yes, sir.
He has to be counting down the days, or he has to be praying that Sean Jovi beats me at CyberSlam. Because when I beat Sean Jovi, it's all gonna sink in. Like, wow, I have to face Omen now in a cage.
Now I love Sean Jovi, but do you think and maybe Zilla will have a thought on this because she knows both men very well. Do you think Sean Jovi is praying tonight right now?
I don't think he can read the Bible. I don't think he can read the word.
Stop! That's not nice. He can read the Bible. I think he can. You know what time it is. He actually when he turns the pages, he goes like this.
Yeah. Okay. Tom, we all know the guys from Wisconsin. They can't read, so let's not.
Courtney, do you know anybody from Wisconsin? Is that true? Do you know anybody from Wisconsin? So Courtney can't confirm that.
No, I don't know anything from
Courtney can read the Bible though because she's got like a bachelor's and a master's, and I pretended in college. I pretended. I mean, I had some success in college. I don't want to say it was a total loss, but yeah. Want to say a little more friend too. Yeah. And by the way, Mr. Black, my good friend, Mr. DG Colt himself, would like to say that he hopes that Mr. Black lives up to the hype in the NEW Riot in the Ring too, because he's looking forward to seeing what he does. And I mean, Mr. Black, you would like to comment on that?
What kind of comment is that? Live up to the hype?
Yeah.
Brent, I've always respected you. But listen, I'm all the hype. All the hype you hear about me is true. I'm going to bring the carnage that Omen Black truly does in every match he goes in. Now, Cage Sayers and Tank, let's just say I'll have an easier day beating them two than I'll have with Sean Jovi. And spoiler alert, I'm going to beat Sean Jovi pretty easy.
Well, you know what? I mean, there's a lot of history between those two men. It does date back to Wisconsin. It does. I mean, Mr. Jovi, we'll be back here on Sportswire because you know what time it is. But also, Mr. Parsley would like to say that he doesn't want Omen in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard. Of course he doesn't.
Yeah, I heard, right, Courtney?
I bet Justin Parsley regrets winning the King of Palo.
I bet that Justin Parsley regrets that haircut he has right now. Boy, I'm gonna really that's why I'm retiring, Courtney. I'm retiring and passing it over to you on Sportswire.
If I've proven anything,
yes, sir. I know you a long time.
If I say I'm gonna do something, it's gonna happen. If
I have done it, sir. You did talk about nepotism. You got to be upset because Jovi and nepotism again.
He's getting another wasted title shot. He can't get the job done anytime.
You know what time it is, though. You know what time it is. And Mr. Parsley would like to say that he's a Jovi volunteer, a Jovi tier, but he worries about his chances in that 3 Doors Down match. And James Taylor said he wanted to be in it, but why would he want to do that? He's got his own problems right now with Dalton Skull. James Taylor's got plenty of problems right now. And yeah, Courtney, you've come back. I thought Courtney maybe
I'm not gonna take the disrespect from James.
I think this, but before you do that, this has to be the funniest comment. Justin Parsley, Courtney, do you know anybody that looks like 15 and 40 at the same time? Have you met anybody like that yet?
Yeah, Brittany Storm.
That's true too. Well, that's a good point. But you can confirm.
Yeah, when she first won the women's championship, she was all dressed up nice.
That was funny.
She looked like she dressed up as her own mom for Halloween.
Well, what's that Beastie Boys song? She's got it. She's got it. Yeah, well, she really had it there. But Zilla, you all right?
Yeah.
What do you think about watching the matches so far? Felix is giving it the old college try.
It was a good match, an awesome match.
That's a pretty well stated.
But it was a wasted effort.
It was wasted.
Yeah, it was.
Felix should have took your advice on Sportswire. You didn't think he was believable.
See, he tried playing mind games with me, Tom. Obviously, you watched the beginning of the match. He tried to tell me after that.
Yeah.
That Parasite, Damian Saint's music, like made me think that Damian Saint was there. Let's be honest, Damian Saint's not going to show back up.
Damian Saint's obviously a figment of our imagination.
Who?
He's history.
Well, he is definitely a history book that Courtney's going to teach in history class.
Best times are behind him, Tom, and the best time he's ever had was even when he was feuding with me. That was truly his best match or his best feud ever.
Well, I mean, obviously, he is a history lesson for us. But this was a history lesson right there. It was painful, boy. Yeah, Courtney, I don't think that you want to get any ideas with that. Don't get any ideas.
That
Courtney,
was nice.
You want me to take you off the stage for that because you don't want to see it? It's too graphic. I could do that for you. We could take you off the screen. Kids, don't try this at home. Yeah, Felix is in pain right now. Yeah.
Here we go. Locked in the mandible claw.
There's some people that would like to put
right into the Abigail.
It was beautiful. Courtney, what did you think?
That was a nice combo.
That was. That's why he's the boogeyman of the Midwest.
It was a nice combo, dude.
Impressive, Courtney. I mean, maybe you should scout him for law. I mean, what the West Virginia Wrestling Federation.
I might need to hire him to protect me from El Shaddai and Tommy Horror.
That's why you gotta also make sure you agree with him. And when he wants people not to come on here, you have to just say no. It was impressive.
Yeah, Courtney, when I say don't bring someone on.
Because I just do it. Because me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Yeah, you want to show up?
I think Tommy like pushing my buttons.
Well, Anthony Steele's the one that pushes your buttons more than anybody else. Let's just put it that way.
He pushes him. But he's my brother.
That's how most of underground wrestling feels, though.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah, quite a group there.
That's my favorite part. Listening to the Felix Jones cry and beg for his father and Justin Parsley.
Who would have guessed that, though? If he would be begging for them after a few months ago, right? Who would have guessed?
Tom, wouldn't you cry out for your loved ones being in fear of being lit on fire?
I think they would say, you know what? I hope you go so I can take over the bank account in the escrow. They would probably be encouraging me. They'd be like, yeah, good. You know what? Who's got the first dibs? I think that's what people would say. My family members would say. The fans and the family members would be like.
I'll give you a little insight. So during this, I can hear the people behind me talking. I literally heard a mom say, "Oh my God, this is just too far. This is going too far."
Well, you got to do what you got to do. Do what you do.
Just like Anthony says, I do what I do.
That is one of the greatest lines in wrestling history. Anthony Steele is, "I do what I do."
For real, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a great it's a great thing. It's an interesting thing, but but if you want to follow the IMF, Courtney, you should really follow them. You should really check them out. They have a lot of subscribers, a lot of fans, and Felix Jones is going to be in a lot of pain here. Let's just put it that way. Poor Felix. Some people would say poor Felix.
I opened his eyes, Tom.
He's the prince of professional wrestling, apparently. Look at Ox McCoy. I think he's like hungry for blood. Like that fan. You guys are treated like that fan.
Ox was looking at me like, what, no blood omen? Like, I didn't have to. This little coward's not going to make me bleed.
Courtney, you like the job so far? You like the job here?
I'm wondering what's going to happen to this poor guy tied to the ropes.
You're going to find out.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm far more invested in that right now.
I've already beat you once. I'm gonna beat you again. Keep trying, kid. The funny thing is, Felix, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. What? I'm not crazy. You think I'm bullshit again? What? You think I'm lying? Fuck you! What?
Yeah, give me that beat. Give me that. There you go. Give me that button.
I'm gonna save you. I'll save you, Felix. Yeah!
Look at that, though. Look at that.
Oh my God!
Courtney, this is right up your alley. He's gonna die. That's it. He's dead. He's dead.
Unfortunately, we're not going to watch a murder on camera.
What's a family station?
It's the unfortunate part. Here comes Soldier GB to stop me.
We got help. We got help. Yeah, yeah. This is why you gotta watch IMF.
Yeah, Soldier GB had to stop me from lighting my own nephew on fire.
And speaking of people that are here, and we just decided to bring them on anyway.
Yeah, what the fuck, James? What the fuck's up with disrespect?
Well, I mean, I was kind of on the edge of my seat. I was hoping he was going to burn his little ass.
Nah.
First you yawn, and then you say it would have been better if you were in there. Like, what the heck?
Courtney, you must be like, this is James Taylor, by
I've
the
been
way.
nothing but respectful.
He's got 130,000 followers. He's back in wrestling again. He's wrestling in another promotion, maybe, in BYCW, and he's the owner of ROEW, and he's a big TikTok influencer. And James, I'm announcing my retirement tonight. Courtney's taking over. What do you think?
Congratulations. Congratulations.
This poor woman's like, why did I agree to come on Sportswire the last few weeks? This poor woman's like, I don't ever want anything to do with this guy again.
I just don't want people to think you're serious.
Trying to career, I think people want to see visually someone like you and who's a credible journalist. And James, I mean, how are you tonight? What's on your mind?
Well, I was hoping Kyle Reese was on here. I was going to ask for his autograph.
No, Omen didn't want. I mean, do you want him on? I mean, Omen said no.
What the fuck?
I don't know about Justin, but I'm a big fan.
Wait a minute.
Kyle Reese.
Are you meaning to tell me that you want to see Kyle Reese on? You want Kyle
Yes,
Reese?
I would love to see Kyle Reese on here.
If
Omen,
Kyle Reese is out there, so if Kyle Reese is out there, would Kyle Reese want to send a message to me? Could be on Facebook or Instagram if they would want to introduce themselves. What do you think about that?
I think that'd be great. Omen, look, I promise you, if you just get the name Justin Parsley out of your head and you refer to him as Kyle Reese.
I did enjoy it, by the way.
It just sounds better. I mean, because he fits the part, and I believe in him rescuing Sarah Connor. He does a really good job.
He's going to come in and flaunt the ring, which really, he's an idiot for flaunting the ring because, like I said, that's an insurance policy for me to get my hands on him in the cage.
But I don't think that Kyle Reese is coming on. I think that Kyle Reese is. I don't have any message from.
Who is Kyle Reese?
That's just somebody. You'll just find out, Zilla. You'll find out.
Go watch Terminator 1 from 1984.
Well, most of our chat here wasn't born in 1984. So
he's been on here a lot, and yeah.
Oh, he has. He has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has. Anyways,
I don't. Yes, sir.
He's about as old as Kyle Reese too.
Mr. Omen Black, I'm kind of disappointed.
What do you mean?
I'm disappointed that your guys lost the tag team championships.
That's what I was saying.
See, I'm a true puppet master, unlike that fucking coward in ROEW.
Really? I wish you'd do something about that. You never did get a rematch for that DKW title. I guess a rematch against Jason Storm for the ROEW title.
I don't want that flimsy piece of crap they probably got from a fucking Walmart or Kmart because they're so broke in Ohio.
No, that's not true.
What about Omen Black holding the ROEW championship simultaneously with the IMF championship?
No, I James, Natural Selection is going to be here in 2 weeks. They're going into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Do you want to be here to be the MC of that April 9th?
Yeah, I'd like to be the special. I mean, I'd like to be here for sure.
Cool. This is so you actually, I'm glad.
I'd like to be the one to help you induct them into the Hall of Fame.
Think that's I think you should. No. I think that you should be the one to induct them personally. You should induct them. I think I'm going into the sunset. I'm riding off. Courtney will be here. She'll control all the stuff. and you and Courtney could do it together. She's a journalist. You're a true man of the people. The viewership will go up. It'll be great.
I think it would be great to have you do it, Tom.
You think so?
With all the work you do, just let me help you with the speech. At least let me bring my own special speech after your speech. How about that?
Now, have you told Jason, Alex, and Cash this question? Have you told them that yet? Have you told them that you're going to do this? And
well, I'm the boss. I don't have to tell them shit. I just write their checks.
I understand, but they're coming on here. Don't you think that you would want to at least notify them as
Oh,
good?
I'll notify them. I'll happily notify them. Like, hey guys, just want to let you know, I'm not asking. I'm telling you, I'm going to be on Sportswire Radio, on the whenever you get inducted. So
April 9th, by the way, April 9th.
April 9th, 2025. At what time?
9:30.
At 9:30 p.m. Eastern Central.
Tell
whatever
me
it is, it's one of those times. So, anyways, I'm gonna come on here with those little three bastards, and
but we'll announce it again.
I'm gonna get them a cake made. I'm even gonna make them a cake.
Yeah, Courtney, do you cook? Again, you cook, right? Courtney, you want to make a cake for us? I'll pay you.
Okay, I'm a way better baker than I am like a chef.
You know what? I mean, listen. I mean, the only cooking I know is from Chef Boyardee. So you'll bake the cake for us. Bake us a devil's food cake for the national selection guys. They'll naturally eat it on the air.
See, you got Jason's thinking now that you said food.
Anyways, I just thought I'd come on here for a quick moment. Say
yeah,
hello.
We're gonna end the show soon.
Everybody's doing well.
We had fun. Courtney's gonna take over the reins. She's learning the job. I'm teaching her how to do this on Sportswire, teaching her how to interact with the wrestler. She's having fun. She obviously is ready for, maybe she and Zilla will take over. Zilla will have to put her camera on. I know, James, you gulp there. But, James, I know you'll be here this weekend. But, I mean, what did I see you there doing in the South? I didn't realize that you were back in the South doing other things.
Well, I mean, I got some business to take care of.
Business. But I didn't see
everything happens for a reason, and I'm trying to save this community, and I'm just, I'm elevating the community, whether people like it or not, or see it that way or not.
But what did Dalton Skull do, though? He didn't do anything wrong.
Well, I mean, me and him have a little bit of a history, and I just wanted him to understand.
I mean, you've been in some companies that are redacted.
I never forget, so.
I'm happy that James Taylor's finally opened his eyes.
Has he?
He's trying to save the community. He's doing what I'm doing.
Nah.
James, I knew you could do it.
But James, I think James' situation is different because Dalton Skull didn't do anything to him. Omen, you make some points about the foundation. That's certainly credible. I mean,
he just said him and Dalton got history.
Well,
Tom,
I mean,
don't try to dig deeper into it. James opened his eyes. He didn't deny it, so it's a glorious day for me.
Everything I do for a reason, Tom. I don't just do it for the spunk of it, or just to say. I'm not one of those guys that likes to say, "Oh, well, I'm going to check off this company and I'm going to check off that company." I go where I'm needed and where it's important, and I'm.
But you're needed. Wait a minute. But you're needed in BYCW for what reason?
Guys.
What reason are you needed in?
He's bringing salvation to that company, Tom.
Nah,
Tom,
I don't know.
You realize that I am one of the 4 pillars in all of backyard wrestling, right?
I agree with you on that.
I'm one of the 4 pillars in all of wrestling, right here in the underground backyard scene. This community, I've helped pave the way for these guys that you have every single week.
I agree.
I helped. I didn't say I did it all by myself, but I helped pave the way so they have the platform that they're on now. And now look at them thriving. But some of these places, like BYCW, is kind of crumbling and kind of like struggling to stay afloat. So I'm there to elevate it for a reason. And everything happens for a reason, and it's all going to be 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Courtney, what do you think?
I'm doing the same thing in Wisconsin. I'm not
but this is different. Dalton Skull did nothing wrong. This man was having a match, and then all of a sudden I see James, and I will play it for the audience again before I bring on the next person, and then we'll probably bring on, But I mean, I still don't understand in this case because Dalton Skull is a good man. He's a good man that he didn't mention James Taylor. He didn't.
The last time he was on your show, Tom, he did mention me, and he
But
did
that
say
was
he
a
would like to have a
different Dalton
one-on-one
Skull
match
with a
with
different
me.
haircut and a different look.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. It was a
It might
long
have been a
time
long
ago.
time ago, but once words are spoken, I mean, they are what they are.
Well, yeah, maybe so. And yeah, we're looking at it here, and we're about to see it all unfold in a minute, and then we'll bring it on Comatose here because he wanted to say hi. And maybe, who knows? Maybe Comatose should have showed up instead. Maybe you should have showed up, Comatose, instead of James Taylor, because this is just I'm floored at this. I'm floored at why James Taylor Courtney decided to show up in a place that no, Justin Parsley. Justin Parsley's hosting karaoke for Jeopardy karaoke right now with like 4 people in it in Kendall's Tavern. He's not showing up here tonight. Yeah, I agree with you, Owen. He's not showing up.
His name was Nobody, so that's the time you just ruined my joke. God!
That's okay. Justin's the jokes at
I know the belt.
Yeah. And James, you've wrestled for that belt, but not Dalton Skull.
I did. I wrestled Jack Delta for that
Yes,
championship.
you did, but not Dalton Skull.
I was robbed of an opportunity without ruining all. Let me just say this. I was robbed of an opportunity for that title, and I come to claim it.
Courtney, we're going to watch it live again.
Yeah, and by the way,
I'm here for a reason. And Dalton Skull knows damn well why I'm there.
Well, you didn't speak.
Look at the look on his stupid face.
No, Dalton's a good man. Dalton's a good man.
James Taylor.
Whoa. Who's my
There's
name?
no
Anthony Steele, he said?
way that Nobody, the new BYCW general manager, just signed the nemesis James Taylor to come take out Dalton Skull.
Y'all just playing with me.
No.
There's no way you could get this man.
I can't believe there's no way. There's no way this is true.
This isn't true. It's not. I'm telling you it's not.
Well, I'll be damned. Hell froze over.
Yeah, hell really froze over.
The nemesis James Taylor is here in BYCW. The nemesis James Taylor made his way here in BYCW. He is in
BYCW. Look at it. 1,300 plus subscribers.
Yeah, that's why you wanted to try to save it from
I don't know what does.
Look at the look on his face. That's fear. That's fear and
No,
respect.
that's a man that's saying, James, what are you doing here?
That's why I'm there. 2 things. I'm there for him, and I'm there for that title.
Yeah,
if these two men face
you
each other
interrupted
in the
a good man.
Be a match
good man.
For the history books, ladies and gentlemen. They have history.
Good man. That this man, I'm still confused. And if you want to hit the sub button for BYCW, we'll do that in a minute. Comatose, it is so good to see you. I know you're obviously looking forward to seeing Courtney take over. And
oh my God.
How we doing?
Please, no, Tom. Courtney, you are a very lovely person. I think it would be awesome if you both could co-host at the same time, but Tom, you can't be completely out of the picture.
Well, I mean,
you need to listen to him.
No, well, Comatose, it's great to see you. I know we're getting ready for BTW. That I'm excited about. We'll let Courtney, talk about it next week on this show. But I mean, what's good, my man?
Oh, I'm not a whole lot. I'm just here popping in saying hi. I, of course, here advertising for BTW as the season is coming up very, very, very shortly next week. As a matter of fact, on April Fool's Day.
Yep.
So I am very, very excited for that. But if you would like,
I can't hear him.
Oh, you can't?
I can hear him fine. We can hear him.
Yeah,
I can't.
Oh, shucks.
I hear you fine. You're good, man.
Well, that's good. Well, anyways, as I was saying, if you would actually like to watch the season early, you can watch it on the membership. We already have the first 3 episodes.
Yep.
The first 3 episodes are already out of the new era with the ring. It's the new era. We're gonna show you guys exactly what we got, and we're here to try to impress the underground for sure.
Absolutely. No, listen, I'm very excited about the season. I know I was speaking with some of the guys off the air in the last week, and we're really excited about it. I know you're going to talk about it after next week, and I'm looking forward to some companies coming back onto the platform. This is one of those companies, and if you'd like to check out some of the footage, some of the stuff that the guys all have, I would really recommend that you do that here. You got some different stuff here. Jacob Frost's last match, technically, in the underground circuit is up. You got that. Check that out. You got, obviously, the Season 7 here event coming up. If you're a subscriber only, that's up. A lot of great stuff. Please check it out. Please support BTW. We'd always appreciate our friends in BTW, and great stuff there. We'll take that off the screen. And,
before anything, I'm going to get off here.
I'll see. Yeah. Okay. I'll let you run, Mr. Black. And hope you see Courtney more often on here.
She's fired. God.
Courtney.
I got fired again?
Yeah, well, there you go. But obviously, it's well, I'll bring somebody in here for a minute or two, and we'll see what they have to say before we sign the show off. But obviously, a lot of busy stuff here. Comatose is here, and James Taylor, and Zilla's always here, and Courtney's here, and having a great time tonight.
Well, you said you were going to have me on Saturday, right, Tom?
Yeah, I was going to have you here, and I also brought in
Mr. Parsley.
brought in this guy.
Kyle Reese. Holy shit. What's my Terminator thing?
How we doing?
Oh, you know what? What a coincidence. Omen.
I was backstage when that was going down. I saw that, yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't.
I can't hear him either, so.
Ella, you have audio issues, young lady. That's the issue. We hear everybody else fine, but that's okay.
So I just wrapped up with my 4 customers at Kindle's.
Those 4?
And then I forgot that the job was at Cadillac, so I had to go over there and actually host.
I'm sorry for promoting you going to
like
Kindle.
20 different people.
We had a
big crowd tonight, so yeah, that was pretty impressive.
I'm sure you did. I was in a bar last night. Like, no joke. I don't drink, but I was eating. My 2 friends, and I was like 11. It was almost 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, and there was like 100 people in the bar. And I'm saying, why? And apparently, I still can't understand why. But
they got good bar food there.
They had bar food till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Bar food. Yeah,
now I can hear him.
I'm packing on extra pounds, like with.
Well,
with
I need to eat like
all the
10
bar food I've been eating.
Well, that's why you're a double champion. But why are you here? Why are you here?
Well, because people were talking about me. I had no way to defend myself without this and this. Like, well, I don't know why you guys make me feel so bad for being so freaking pretty, right? Like, I have all these different looks, like I'm Kyle Reese or I'm David Spade, which I mean, he's not attractive, but let's face it. Like, do you want me to look more normal like you guys? Would that be better if I just look all normally
I'm gonna
like you
back up.
guys?
Actually, David Spade has had his share of female celebrities. I mean, David Spade. His batting average is probably better than most.
I don't kiss and tell.
You didn't hear
so
that.
You'll never know what my numbers are, but I do very well.
I wouldn't want to ask, sir. I wouldn't want to ask, but I mean, you're here, and I guess, I mean, you want to talk to one man in particular, and James Taylor. That's who
I would have loved to talk to everybody that was on the stream, but Omen cut out, and that's fine.
He was upset. Omen would want to talk to you.
We'll have our day. Courtney and Zilla, they don't want to show their faces. So I don't know.
Courtney is just like, why am I agreeing to take over Sportzwire?
Is that what's happening? Is this for real? Is this all going down?
No, not really. No.
I've been getting confused about it.
Heshi said, all right, I'm going to bring it up. Heshi said before we went on, I did the news show, Heshi was like, what do you think about leaving and getting a professional haircut and forgetting all this? It was a joke. We had a funny joke, and it was like, yeah, it ain't going to work. I ain't cutting my hair. I ain't shaving the mutton chops, and yeah, it ain't going to happen. So, yeah.
I couldn't even imagine.
It's not happening. So we had a funny laugh over it. But you're here, and
well, I just don't know how often I'm going to be running into Comatose and James Taylor throughout the year. So I thought I'd jump on here and get the chance to pop in and say hey whenever I could.
Yeah,
see their faces up on the screen, mine up there with it. I mean, this may not happen very often. So soak it in, right?
Yeah, sure. Drink it in, man. Just drink it.
The healing herb, breathe it in, man.
That's the healing herb for sure.
What did Tiger Woods famously say? And one of the scandals he was in, he had tiger blood. I think that's what it is. You got the tiger blood. Remember when Tiger Woods had like
that was Charlie Sheen.
No, I thought it was Tiger Woods. Didn't you say Tiger Blood? Wasn't it Tiger Woods?
That was Charlie Sheen.
Oh,
That
well,
sounds more like me anyway, so that makes
well,
more
you know
sense.
what? That's probably
Charlie
like
Sheen.
hepatitis. That's
Charlie
probably
Sheen
like
over Tiger
hepatitis
Woods, yeah,
blood. So
absolutely.
chat, please don't do what Charlie Sheen did.
Oh boy.
When he was winning.
I got my goddesses, bro.
You
Well,
better be
they
careful.
do, you know. But
Charlie Sheen took himself out. Remember that.
that's true too. Yeah, he had some interesting conspiracies on top of that. But you know, obviously, you know, winning championships, congratulations. You know, real monsters on top. Obviously, you're rooting for Sean Jovi. The odd scenario that'll be, you know, and Jovi's coming back here in 2 weeks, so he'll be here before that. I spoke with Mr. Jovi. He is excited to come back, and you know that'll be one thing.
And I need my damn ring back because that Johnny Walker, that bum little bitch.
Yeah, Johnny was here in the chat, and I know I need to induct you in the Hall of Fame like at least 2 more times. So you have to get back on here before 2 weeks. Yeah. You won a King of Palo. You won a tag team championship. That technically counts for 2 more times. I have to induct you in the Hall of Fame. Yeah,
that's only right. I guess that makes sense. I'm following you now. Okay, I'm on board. I'm all in.
All right. I have your shirt, by the way. I haven't opened it up yet.
That? Oh, okay.
I got it. I have to open it up tomorrow. We'll have Kato on tomorrow, so that'll be a good time.
Open it up with Kato. Okay, that's great.
Yeah. Kato will look at me like, "Yeah, brother." Yeah, I'll be like, "Yeah, brother." He was
Let me
here.
know how you like it because I had one of these boys on here is kind of wanting one of them. They're thinking about probably purchasing one. So
I think you should give James one. You should autograph it for James and tell him, you know, it was an honor that I got to pin you, and you know, it was an honor to keep the PWF championship, and you know, maybe give him an advice or two about when he wrestles Dalton Skull, and maybe it's the same outcome.
You know, I mean, there's some days when I don't feel well and I run out of toilet paper. I mean, that shirt would be great. So
toilet paper. Well, and by the way, Justin, Natural Selection is coming on to Sportswire. You know, James is going to be here. You're an ROEW roster member. You might want to show up for that.
I might want to show up for that. What date is that?
It's either the 9th or the 11th, but I think Jason.
I'm clearing my calendar regardless. I don't give a shit.
Jason changed the date, so I have to I may have given us the wrong date, but
you just let me know.
I'll let you know.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, I have one more surprise. He's going to come on here and say he's like the Oyaban. Yeah, the Oyaban or whatever it is now, who it is. But we're here to end the show with Yoshi Matsuda. Good to see you. Yes. You can talk into the camera. Yes. Hi.
Greetings.
Yes. Happy Thursday now, technically. Good. What can we do for you tonight? Oh, we got the syndicate ready. Oh, they're ready. They're ready for. Yep.
Why would the Oyaborn be here after an insane show that was Stampede? It's simple. I'm here for business. And Courtney, nice to make your acquaintance. I hope you enjoy your time on Sportswire. But
I have been. Thank you.
I'm here for words. I'm here for words, and Robert and I, we're here for one thing, Tom, and it's simple.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer here to play games with the industry. We're no longer here to play around. We're no longer here to sit down and be torn apart. Because I made it clear by attacking Ragnar Longreign that I am here for business. And it's time the Oyaborn takes over. It's time the Oyaborn has something to say. And I'm going to say it with conviction. I'm going to say it with my heart because everyone has doubted me for so fucking long. And it's time the Oyaborn gets the respect he deserves. Robert with me, Kobun. This ring represents everything I have bled for this industry. This ring represents everything I have done for this industry. And it's time, Tom, that everyone respects the name Matsuda Yoshimatsu. Because I'm a 16-time Wrestling Zero champion. I am the greatest to ever do this. And I say that with conviction because I believe it. And there's a woman who believed it. That many have torn down and destroyed, and maybe it's time I take a few minutes to speak. So ladies and gentlemen, give me a moment, let me light a cigarette and let's speak. let's have some business. Why would I be taking over Sportswire? It's simple, Tom. With all due respect, it's about my ownership. It's about me. It's always been about me. Now, you're going to see the next few months being the most violent, the most destructive, the most unadulterated violence you have ever seen out of me. And I'm not talking because I'm some professional wrestler. No. This goes deeper than pro wrestling. I'm going to destroy it all. Wrestling Zero will die. This entire industry will bend the knee. And gentlemen, all of these people in this stream, I respect the hell out of you. You are all safe from this. Comatose, you especially. You're safe from what's coming. So I'm going to say one last thing before I leave. I'm going to say one thing before I leave because I've got business with them too. And obviously I'm going haywire. So let's go with it. Stop beating around the bush and speak my mind. I have been saying that this world is my enemy. That they're all dead ops. That this world is nothing but a game for the syndicate to take over. And well, it is true. We are taking over. But when you see me next, it won't just be a pedigree to Ragnar Longreign. I will have the Wrestling Zero Championship over my shoulder. And then when I return to Sportswire and I appear on a solo episode all to myself, you will hear me speak my entire mind on this situation. But in the meantime, everyone sit down and enjoy my business and enjoy my work. Because that's just beginning. ようこそジョンミョと者たち。僕は親分と松田組。僕は ZOAT FTW Dead Ops. All of them.
All right, that was Yoshi Matsuda before we close the show. And interesting night, gentlemen, and Courtney. Interesting night. And Soldier GP said he cuts promos like the Ultimate Warrior.
There's a lot to unpack there.
I'm going to say that's why we'll have a lot to talk about, I'm sure, next episode. Obviously,
what was that at the end? What did he say at the end there? Can you...
FTW Dead Ops?
No. Before that.
I think Courtney was a history.
Kyle Reese is second best.
Courtney's a history teacher. She'll translate it for us because she's a history teacher.
Kyle Reese would have been in English still.
Well, Courtney can translate. She'll be my translator. She'll translate. Right, Courtney?
The reason James and I are safe is because we invested in a bomb shelter together just before this happened.
I would have never guessed James Taylor and Justin Parsley would be in a bomb shelter together and Comatose would be in the middle of it. I never would have guessed, but you know what? It's 2025.
I would have, but I think I'm going to have to back out now since you're butt buddies with Soldier GP.
We're not butt buddies. It has nothing to do with anyone's butt, bro.
Yeah, really?
Courtney, cover your ears.
Yeah.
Just cover
them. How much ass did you have to kiss to get that tag team championship?
Cover those ears. Cover them.
No one's ass. No, I had no ass. I had to kiss.
You stuck that nose right up it, didn't you? Right in the little sweaty pits of Soldier GP. That's what you did. Now you got two titles.
You're gonna make me throw up.
Your shit don't stink all of a sudden.
I think that
I take normal shit still.
You still do?
Okay.
You sure about that?
Yeah. High power diet.
Too much information. Stop talking right now.
There we go.
Tell Soldier GP I miss him. Tell him I'm
Courtney, this is what. So when you take over tomorrow,
use the B button. Use the B button.
You take over tomorrow. All you gotta do is go like this. That's it.
That's all you gotta do. I don't know why they're beeping. I'm having a conversation with you.
I'm the one that's gonna give you this. But obviously, these two guys definitely, they're gonna be singing "Kumbaya" and. Comatose has got his own things and his own company to deal with. So we'll obviously let these three men, obviously deal with that. And Courtney, anything you want to say before we sign off? Anything you think about this appearance? Is this a one-off for you? You want to do this again? You want to take over? What do you think, Courtney? You meeting these fellows?
You guys tell everybody that you're not retiring. I don't want anybody to think you're serious.
Don't retire, Tom Bryce. Don't retire.
I think Courtney's ready to take over. Of course. So what do you think about your appearance tonight? Do you want to come back and do this again? What do you think?
It was definitely cool getting to meet you guys.
Yeah.
Some of that match was really good.
Yeah, the Omen Black match, but obviously don't tell Justin Parsley that because he's going to be feuding with him. So don't tell him that it was a good match.
We'll have a good one too. How about that?
Well, they've had history together. They have plenty of history in places that we shouldn't mention and places we can mention. And Comatose, you want to say anything else? Comatose, anything else you want to say before we move on and such?
I just wanted to say I've had one hell of a time here tonight, and I'm sorry, Parsley. That match was amazing.
Well, Justin's tag match was very good as well, by the way, which Justin was here earlier. We would have put on the screen. And, James, I know you always are such a topic. Anything you want to say, James? New hat, by the way.
I'm going to be talking with you Saturday. You're going to have me on here Saturday. Just want you to know that when James Taylor's here Saturday, he's going to be talking to you live from Houston, Texas, because I will be hitting the road tomorrow going to Texas for some personal business and whatnot.
Okay.
Not going to broadcast it, but, San Antonio is not that far from where I'm going. I mean, I could always stop by in there, but beside the point, I will be talking to you live from Houston, Texas, and anybody that wants to come on here to join, that's up to Tom, of course, if he sends you the invite, but there it is.
Wow. Well, Courtney, I mean, if you'd like to say hello to Mr. Taylor, he's giving you the invite. If you want to interview him, you can use your interview skills because that would be certainly welcomed. And Zilla, you want to say anything else?
No.
Boy, Zilla's definitely not going to be taking over Sportswire, but she can come
on.
No. Yeah. Zilla's not taking over, but all right. Well, I guess this was fun. I thank everybody for tuning in. I thank Yoshi Matsuda for coming in. Omen Black showed up. Remy Roberts had a lot to say, and I thank Justin Parsley, who's soon to be a 10-time Hall of Famer, and Comatose, multi-time Hall of Famer, and James Taylor has also got 130,000 followers, and Courtney's going to join the Hall of Fame and take over Sportswire, and Zilla is going to do just be Zilla, and Soldier GP dozed off. I don't know if it was on James Taylor's words or somebody else's words. It doesn't make a difference, but I hope you don't doze off here. And yep, he is the GOAT, and he's going to talk more about that in a solo appearance. And
I have a problem with that one, bud.
Well, yeah, well, that's why I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And Courtney, you have a word or two? You want to say one more word?
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you. See you again. We'll do more. Can't wait for you to interview all the people tomorrow. But no, I'm only kidding. I'm kidding.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Like, you have your new host, Courtney, right here, and anybody in the universe that's watching this stream right now, we got to meet Kyle Reese tonight. We got to meet Thor from the Avengers, and now we got Comatose, and then that's it. So I mean, that's a great show right there.
That was a great show. We didn't have to have Anthony Steele on with a link.
Oh, well, that's between.
That's between you and Anthony have a history. Courtney, I'll talk to you about it on the way out, and we'll maybe have Courtney on for the next appearance with Yoshi Matsuda. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, and thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the. I'll be here with Kato. I think 9 or 9:30 Eastern time, and Courtney will be back for more appearances because, well, she's going to take over the platform. Well, maybe not, but she'll be back here. And don't forget Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is in Twins. James Taylor is from Texas. So let's just leave that at that. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you have a great night. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is